Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Experience podcast, inside the business, buzz, and brilliance of Black entrepreneurs. Here is your host, Dr. Frances Richards.
What happens in Vegas goes all over the world on Black Entrepreneur Experience, episode number 406. Thank you for joining us as we elevate the Black Entrepreneur Experience by interviewing CEOs, thought leaders, innovative thinkers, and Black entrepreneurs across the globe. I'm your host, Dr. Frances Richards. The Tea Lady is inspiring and motivating others to live a more healthier, natural way of life as the founder of Blended Berries Tea. Welcome, Lisa Berry.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm very excited.
I've given our audience such a brief bio. Why don't you fill in the gaps and share with our audience what you want them to know about you and your business?
Well, my name is Lisa Berry. Blended Berries Tea is what I'm representing, and the main mission is spreading positivity within the Black and Brown communities. One of the aspects I'm really trying to hit is mental health. I know a lot of us do not take our time to really invest in that, and so that's one of the things that I'm really trying to promote within the Black and Brown communities. I am from South Los Angeles, California, born and raised. I went to UC Santa Barbara to get my bachelor's, and I received my master's at Pacific Coast College in Pasadena, California. I am a mother, and yes, I love tea. I love all things. I love people, and I'm just happy to be here.
Why tea?
Why tea? Because tea is the second most popular beverage in the world next to water. That's a fun fact. And my teas are very different because, well, they're handmade, and each tea is made with a berry. And so I don't know if you caught on to that. My last name is Berry. And so one of the things I'm trying to promote with berries is that berries are one of the top brain foods. And so that is one of the reasons why I am focusing on mental health. And so each blend has a berry, and it'll have a strawberry, a raspberry, a blueberry, along with other herbs and different spices. So tea, because tea is a natural healer. And it's very good. And my teas are caffeine and sugar-free.
Why is your focus, Lisa, on mental wellness?
My focus on mental wellness is, to me, it's very important. Again, within the Black and Brown communities, it's something that, for example, my family didn't really invest in. And growing up and having to go through these different life challenges and figure out these different traumas and how to heal from these traumas, I just wanted to be someone that kind of just helped bridge that gap. I'm someone that just loves promoting positivity within one's life. And so that's one thing I really want to spread throughout the community.
What is one thing that you wish you knew about business before you started your business?
There's a few different things I wish I knew. I wish I knew that it will not take off as soon as you think it will. It's going to take some challenges. It's going to take some obstacles to get through. It's not you wake up the next day and you received your mark or, your mission that you're trying to accomplish. I wish I had more help in getting my business started. And so that's one thing I am hoping to help those someday as I grow in my business, is to help others build a business.
What is the biggest challenge you have overcome?
The biggest challenge I have overcome within my business is being told no. I'm someone that always has a hard time saying no. And so when it comes to my business, and I think it's a great idea and all these great things, and for example, I auditioned for Shark Tank, and that was a great experience. I'm so grateful for even having the opportunity to pitch my business. But being told no is kind of it's a setback. It discourages you, but it's also a push as well. So I would say that challenge, because I felt like that would push my business if I had the opportunity to be on Shark Tank. But I know that the universe is planning certain things for my business. So one day at a time.
Give us your pitch.
Good morning. So my name is Lisa Berry, and I'm from Los Angeles, California. I am here to represent Blended Berries Tea. What is BBT? BBT is a handmade luxury herbal tea company. Each blend is caffeine-free and sugar-free. Each blend has a berry because berries are one of the top brain foods. Why tea? Because tea is the second most popular beverage in the world next to water. Why berries? Because berries are one of the top brain foods. I'm here to promote positivity within the Black and Brown communities, and I hope that you take advantage of this opportunity to taste my blends. Ugh.
That's okay. That's okay. That's why we continue to work on our pitch. And that was
Yeah,
great. So I
that's one
appreciate
thing I need to
you.
polish.
I appreciate you doing that. Let's talk about the biggest challenge you have overcome.
I think the biggest challenge, life is so funny. I just turned 30. Oh, well, I'll be 31 actually next month. So it's still a shocker that I reached my 30s. But the biggest challenge is that I am the first person in my family to go to college. And making that decision was very hard for me. I had to leave my mom and my younger brother behind. And I had to make that decision of to go to college and to kind of create this different opportunity for my life or kind of stay and kind of figure things out and still like help my mom and brother. I used to hold a lot of guilt. Well, I was accepted to my first choice, UC Santa Barbara. And being there, I used to hold a lot of guilt of being away. It was a huge challenge of trying to navigate my way within a predominantly white university and trying to work and trying to figure out my major and sending money back home. And so it was a huge challenge, and I'm so proud of myself because I think about it every day that I was able to graduate. And so, despite all of the challenges that it came with of being a first generation college graduate, I was able to overcome that. And so I push college for a lot of people because I think it's a great resource. It has many great opportunities, especially for a young Black girl coming from South LA.
And talk about not only did you get your bachelor's, but you got your master's, and talk about the interception of the courses that you took or your major. Did it impact your starting the business? Is it directly related to your business?
Yes. So when I got to UC Santa Barbara, I had it in my mind that I wanted to be a pediatrician. However, being there and seeing the reality of what that study load will take on top of sending money to the family, all that stuff, I changed my mind. And being having that be the first opportunity to experience racism, I switched my major to Black Studies. And I became the Black Student Union co-chair at UC Santa Barbara and really became invested within the Black community and learned about my history. And so that does have a part within BBT because that's something I'm trying to grow just our mental wellness in all areas and learning different history within Black history is one thing I really value there. I'm graduating from UC Santa Barbara, going over to Pacific Coast College and getting my master's degree. My degree is in human development. And so human development, as I'm sure you're aware, it's a range of different things. But yeah, so it does intersect because human development does involve mental wellness.
Talk about motherhood and managing your business.
It's a challenge. My son is currently 3. He'll be 4 in September. And where can I start? It's I don't have my own working space yet. That's one thing I am working towards. I do hope to have my own working space and own storefront and all that good stuff in the future. But I'm here at my home and I have my working space, my small working space here. And sometimes my toddler will get in the way, but I am trying to use that in different ways to teach him. So, for example, he can help me fold up the tea boxes or help me put the labels or the stickers on boxes. And so I feel like I'm teaching my young entrepreneur, but it does have its challenges because sometimes he doesn't always understand. And there's been some issues with having others to watch him when I need to take care of important things. For example, stepping out into the community and do different events because mainly BBT serves as an online store, but it's very important to get out and show face to your business. And so I've have had different events where he had to come alone and it's been good and bad. I feel like it brings people to the table and I feel like he is a distraction, for example, pushing over the chairs and, just not really understanding being a toddler. And then there has been times where he had to be away, but I'm also worrying about is he okay while mother is trying to make a living.
Are you operating your business full time?
Yes, I have a full-time job, a corporate job, but someday I do wish to operate my tea just full-time, that alone.
So you're a hybrid entrepreneur. So you're working full time and running your business.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Talk about mental wellness and motherhood?
I think it's important for mothers. I'm a young mother, and I believe that I did go through postpartum depression. It's a challenge, right? It's a new chapter in your life to have. They're cute, but have this human being that totally relies on you. I was able to go through that chapter in my life, but I did seek therapy. And so that's one thing I do recommend all mothers or just people in general. And that's one thing I do try to push within BBT is to seek therapy. And if you're not comfortable with that, just seeking someone that you're comfortable talking with that you can trust. On top of, working and trying to be a mother and trying to make sure that I stay sane, it's tough. And so self care may look like to me, I'll come home and sometimes for me to decompress is I need quiet because my toddler is already loud from school. So I just need to turn the TV on mute and put the water on hot and brew me some tea and just kind of sit down and just kind of take in my thoughts. I am journaling more. That's something that I stopped, but I think journaling is very important for mental wellness because I feel like there's some things folks won't always say to their therapist. And reading really helps me mentally.
Lisa, talk to that mother. I'm hearing a great deal about young women dealing with postpartum depression. So I want you to speak to that woman out there that is dealing with that possibly. And I want you to talk about balance or managing all of these multiple hats and postpartum depression.
I would say the first thing is learning how to say no. And I know that's really important, was very important for me is I am a mother, a single mother, and holding all these different hats and trying to do everything. And I'm someone that's really hard on myself. And I don't know if that may be you, but it could be a challenge and you can be really, really tough on yourself at times. So it's important to recognize when you do need help, when you do need to say no, and it's okay to say no. I think that's a part of our mental wellness is saying no. I think that it's important to again seek therapy and to just to ask yourself what makes you happy. If I may share something a little personal, I had to separate from my son's father for a lot of different reasons that I wish I didn't have to. And so I think that's a lot of guilt that I'm holding every day I want it to be this perfect Black family and we're together and we're pushing the business and things don't always work out. And so don't beat yourself up if things don't always work out. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. But it is something that I really want to push, especially to our young Black women, because things are tough. We already have institutionalized racism. We have all these different things that we're trying to get through on the daily. So it's really important to just, sit back and tell yourself it's okay and ask for help and to know that you don't always have to be that strong Black woman.
Thank you, Lisa, for that. And thank you for being so authentically you. We appreciate that. So talk to a younger Lisa. What advice would you give to a younger you?
Some advice I will give to a younger Lisa is that you may not have all the answers or you may not see what you want for your future clearly, but if you continue to work at it and just being the good person that you are and giving off the good energy that things will work in your favor. I feel like the most honest person, the most person that is always working hard, things always work out for them eventually. I will say to give my mom more of a break. My mom, she's partially blind and she's still alive, thank God. And I'm so grateful to still have her. But growing up, I didn't always understand why, for example, why we didn't have certain things or why we had to walk. My mom never learned how to drive. And so just understanding your life and that just knowing that it's not going to always be that way. So now I have a car and I'm able to drive my mom anywhere that she wants. And I'm so grateful to have that opportunity for her.
I want you to have a monologue. I want you to name this person, living or not, and they've inspired you so much. Who is the person and what are you saying to that person?
I will say it's my mom. She had a hard life, so I'm really grateful for you, mother, for pushing through. And women, they have the agency to have babies or not have babies, and I want to thank you for taking that chance on me. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here to do for you, and to be here to be a light in the community, and to be here to be a light for my son. And I appreciate the strength that you were able to build and able to push over in me. And life has been very, very difficult, but I am doing the best I can to push through, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you.
Say your mother's name.
Melva.
Yeah, shout out. Thank you.
Melva.
What do you need that you don't have to move the needle forward in your business?
I think the biggest need is the funding. I started BBT with the little funds that I had, and I'm so grateful because I was able to receive a few business grants throughout my journey. But that is one of the biggest challenges is just securing funding. And so I'm trying to think of different ways to do that.
And what can we do right now to support your business?
Anything to do right now is to tell a friend of BBT, to follow BBT on Instagram. It's Blended Berry C on Instagram. It's Blended Berry C on TikTok. It's Blended Berry C on Facebook. It's commenting on a post or liking a post. I mean, I understand folks don't always have the financials to, purchase something, but support comes in many different ways. And so just supporting in any way that you can is always beneficial to me.
So if they do want to purchase the tea, how would they purchase the tea?
Yeah, so our online store is www.blendedberriestea.com.
Thank you for that. Fill in the blank. Thank you, pandemic, because.
Thank you, pandemic, for allowing BBT to grow. It's interesting because I feel like a lot of businesses, they did have hard times during the pandemic, but honestly, I had some great opportunities come my way that were able to push my business, where I was able to push new blends, push new different products, and to be out in the community more. So thank you, pandemic, for allowing BBT to boost to the next level.
What is something that you dream about often that you have never done that you would like to do?
I dream of, so my corporate job has been, I feel like they don't appreciate me. I'm a person that gives so much. And so I dream of waking up and opening up my own storefront. And that's something that I really hope to do. Is waking up and opening up my storefront and having black and brown people in the store that I'm able to hire and to able to push our mission of spreading positivity in mental wellness.
And what is your projection? When would you like that to happen?
I would say within the next 5 years. There's a lot of different things happening, but I can say that within the next 5 years, I think that it's possible if I continue to hit the ground running.
Lisa, what is the biggest takeaway from our conversation today? What do you want the audience to take away from our conversation?
A few takeaways is to, well, if you have an idea and you cannot get rid of that idea, I say that you invest more in that idea and start a business or start that thought and to build on that. And I say that in the most positive way, because that's one thing I really push for people. I hate to see people upset and sad. And so one thing I really want to push is positivity. I want us to be happy. So if you feel like that you really value something in your life, I say go forward. But at the same time, knowing when to say no, and then it's okay to say no.
What feeds your soul?
What feeds my soul is teaching others. So, for example, when I'm out in different events and most people come to my table and say, "Oh, I was drawn by your energy." Okay, I love that. I love that I'm drawing your attention. But most will say, "Oh, I don't like tea." Okay, well, sample this. And so it really feeds my soul when they say, "Oh, this is good. This is great. I love this. Like, can I buy some?" And so that really feeds my soul because this is something that, I've created and it's something that people enjoy. So that feeds my soul, and it also feeds my soul of just having a little person that you have to inspire. And so just life in general, it feeds my soul.
Talk about starting a business as a young, I believe you're a young millennial.
Yes.
Talk about that.
I started BBT back in 2017, and I feel like social media plays a huge part now when starting businesses. Internet has been around since BBT, but I feel like now it's you have to be on an A+ if you want your business to really stand out on socials. And so one thing that I am so as a millennial is just trying to keep in touch with, I guess, what's the latest so that your business stays on the forefront. And so one thing I have invested in doing is I do Positivity Tuesdays, and so I will post. And so my herbal teas, they are in natural tea bags or they're in loose leaf jars. And so on Tuesdays, I will post a tag on my Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, and it'll say, "You got this, Queen," or "Stay positive, G. God is looking out for you." Something that us millennials can relate to, or really just anyone in general, the Black and Brown communities, because people always love the "Stay positive, G" personal tag. But however, so on Tuesdays, I do the Positivity Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, I'll post a review just to kind of like stay on it. And on Thursdays, I have a tea sipping Thursday. And so later today, I will post me brewing some tea and the different benefits or the perks of the tea. And then on Sunday is the QT Sunday, is where I sit here on the couch and I will be sipping on tea and I'm doing a movie review, or I'm posting some tea facts or mental health facts, just different ways to try to just put my business on the forefront. And sometimes it is a lot being a mother and working and all these different things, but I do try my absolute best to stay on the schedule and to make sure that BBT is there.
And when you talk about social media and what impact do you see you're making daily?
I love that I'm making a positive impact, folks, or in engaging with the different posts that I add. They're liking the post, they're commenting, they're saying thank you, or they're loving the reviews that are posted, or they're resharing or reposting. That's when I really know that they are really engaged in that post. And so, for example, I did a QT Sunday where I was sitting here on the couch and I had posted 5 business grants that potential businesses can apply to. And that post, I guess you could say, sort of went viral. It had so many shares, and so that just kind of helped me see, okay, maybe I need to do more things like this to kind of reach a larger audience.
And one of the things that you talked about is access to capital. And what you're talking about is because you talked about the share, a lot of Black and Brown businesses are looking for access to capital. What advice would you give them?
I would say, well, first, don't expect it to fall in your lap. We have to go seek the help that we need. There's tons of resources out there, but unfortunately, no one is not going to just tell us. So we have to do the work. And there's so many different organizations that I've connected with within the community that have different opportunities. And sometimes I'm not always qualified, but sometimes I am. And so I would say just to continue at it and to seek the help. You have to do the work. There's going to be long nights, but those long nights are going to pay off.
What breaks your heart?
It breaks my heart when people are mentally unstable, or what a better way to say that, when people are not happy with life or what life has dealt them. I've came across a lot of people that are still dealing with childhood trauma, and they're a lot older than me, and it hurts. It breaks my heart because I'm always that person of, again, spreading positivity. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make things right. And so it really breaks my heart to see that, again, if one is not happy with their life, but also not seeking the help that they need. And so earlier we talked about young mother with postpartum depression, and again, it can be very, very tough. I've been there, but you have to seek the help that you need. And so it breaks my heart when people are just not happy with life. And life has its challenges, I know, but we have to just be more happy with it.
So if someone is dealing with postpartum depression, they should talk to their physician.
Um,
Um,
there's a few different tips I would say. I know with me, I wasn't too open to just being that first step. So I will say if you have a personal friend, with me, I like to read, doing some different research or different articles to read to kind of get your knowledge on it. But seeking out a friend, someone that you can trust, that you know that will keep it confidential, and someone that you know that can help you seek the different resources that you may need, that and because that person know that you might not always seek that help. So someone that you trust, that you know that will help you seek that further professional help, because we can always talk to friends and our family, but it's good to get that professional help because it may be more than just that.
right. So contact a therapist, your first line of professional, your physician. So what we're saying is to definitely seek the help, seek
Yeah.
professional help, and make sure if you have that friend that it is truly a trusted confidant,
Yes.
because I'm hearing a great deal about individuals putting people's personal business out in
Yeah.
social media
Yeah.
and shaming them. And we don't
Yeah.
want you to go into a deeper depression behind that. And sometimes I'm hearing you could have a long term friend that you think is really your friend,
Yeah.
and you saw some signs that they were not truly your friend. So,
Mhm.
really, really make sure you have vetted that person and they are a true confidant.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, social media, everyone is running to social media for everything. So it is important to have someone you trust because folks' businesses are thrown out there every single day. Yeah.
What problem exists in the world today, Lisa, that you would like to solve?
We talk a lot about mental health, a great deal, but that has so many, how would you say, umbrellas. And so what recently broke my heart is the school shooting, and I can't remember exactly the city, but this person went and shot up an elementary school. And it really broke my heart because I'm trying to figure out a way, or hoping that in general we can figure out a way to fix things before it get there. I feel like gun violence has just impacted communities in a very, very bad way. It is, I feel like they're here to protect us in some cases, but I feel like a lot of people have abused that, and a lot of people that are not mentally well have definitely took that upon themselves to, for example, make change in a positive way, quotations that they may think. So just hoping that we can be better in not believing it's okay to take someone's life.
Let's talk about legacy. When it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as someone that was very determined, very hardworking, someone who just pushed positivity always despite life's challenges. I want to be remembered as your favorite tea lady. I want to be remembered as, that young black girl from South LA creating these blends, and they're caffeine and they're sugar free and they're really enjoyed by others. I want BBT to live very long, and yeah, I just yeah.
There are so many risks and rewards to being an entrepreneur. Talk about your worst moment in business and what was your takeaway?
My worst moment in business is, so it's good to be confident, right? I had KJLH. They had it's the radio here in Los Angeles, one of the popular radio stations. So they had a competition, a level up competition, and I just knew I was going to win. I just knew it. And I did not win, I made it to the final three businesses. So I just knew that I was going to have that opportunity, and I was making different plans on having that opportunity. So the opportunity came with, a cash grant and all these different opportunities, business coach, and I did not make it. And that was a huge risk that I took because I just knew that I was going to have it. However, I feel like it taught me a great lesson not getting it. So it was a huge risk, for example, just applying, but I think that it taught me something so well that I'm close of getting there because I made it to the final three, but also to keep trying.
Well, that's pretty impressive. So you may not have won the big prize, but you won in terms of never giving up and believing in yourself
Yes.
and showing up, leaning in and leveling up. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
What is the best decision you have made as a leader?
I think the best decision I've made as a leader is there's a few different things. I talked about being the first college graduate in my family, but also just stepping out and starting BBT. I'm the first person, not only in my family, to go to college and graduate, but to start a business. I have three brothers, and I'm the only girl, and I'm the first person to do that. And so I'm grateful that I was able to do something like that. It was very scary, but I'm still learning along the process.
Who are your top two mentors or influencers, and what lessons did they teach you?
My top two influencers, again, will be my mom. She's someone that I really, really am grateful, and she just taught me to keep pushing no matter what. Next will be, I really love Angela Davis, but I have a picture with her actually on my wall. And one of the things I will say she taught me is to keep fighting. And life is tough. And so I always, that is one person along with my mom that I think about when life is hitting me, but knowing that you just got to keep, you got to, what's the slogan? See the light at the end of the tunnel.
Advice you wish you had followed.
I can't think of any I wish I had. There's some I'm still following from my therapist back in college is to be gentle with myself and, be gentle with yourself. Okay, that it sounds good, but in reality, it's tough when you work and the baby crying and the tea orders coming in and you got to fulfill, make sure you got inventory. So, when things are hitting you, it's like, but I am learning to be more gentle with myself because there has been times where stress has just took over my body and I can't do anything. And so I'm learning to just to be more gentle, to take a moment and to take one thing at a time.
Lisa, if you conducted this interview, what is the one question you would have asked yourself? I want you to ask the question and answer it.
I would say, what is one goal you have for your business within the next year? And one of the goals I have for my business within the next year is to implement some immunity shots. And so I know that is something that a lot of businesses have kind of picked up on, but I want to do my own spin on immunity shots where the shots will have a berry in it because berries are one of the top brain foods. But just thinking of different ways to, stay on it and stay on top of the game. And so that's one thing that I want to produce within the next couple of months, not even a year.
We've come to the part of our interview. It's called Rapid Round of Fun. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I'd like you to give me very quick answers. If there's something that you desire not to answer, I'd like you to say pass. Are you ready for the rapid round of fun?
Yes.
Your ideal car.
My ideal car is something big, something that's sitting higher than everyone else on the road.
What is your favorite comfort food?
My favorite comfort food is potatoes because you can do a lot with potatoes.
The last movie you saw.
The last movie I saw was The Menu on HBO, and I would recommend everyone go watch it because it's very strange. Mm-hmm.
You relax doing what?
I relax by reading a book and sipping a cup of tea.
Your favorite singer or rapper?
My favorite currently rapper is Larry June.
Your favorite dance song?
My favorite dance song is anything by Rihanna. I love Rihanna.
What food you eat every week, no matter what?
Every week will be, it's kind of bad. Lamb chops,
Workout or hit the couch?
workout.
Lisa Berry, thank you so much for joining us on Black Entrepreneur Experience Podcast. Before we let you go, I want you to share with our audience the best way for them to connect with you and to do business with you. And feel free to leave all your social media handles.
All righty. Hey, QTs. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow us on Instagram at Blended Berries Tea. Also on Facebook, also on TikTok. Check us out on our online store. It's www.blendedberriestea.com. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Lisa. That's a wrap.
Thank you for listening and subscribing to Black Entrepreneur Experience. We would love for you to leave a review and rating on iTunes and share with your friends. For show notes and more episodes, go to www.beepodcast.com. Join us next Wednesday, and remember, green is the new black. So keep your bank accounts and your business in the black.